ones, good ones, bad, yeah, they're really always like this. We don't know who's who, but at least we know who Mike is. They love to complain, they got sports on the brain, and they frequently drive each other insane. It's the good and the bad and the Mike. The good and the bad and the Mike. The good and the bad and the Mike. It's the good and the bad and the Mike.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Good, the Bad and the Mike. As always, I'm Oisín, that's Cian.
Hello.
And that's Mike.
Hello.
Cian is not doing his usual trademark woos because it's too hot for enthusiasm.
It is, I might pass out, but we go. Alright.
Is that because you're smelling toast?
No,
No,
he's
the
not
toast is
smelling
gone.
toast anymore.
Which
Fine.
I think is an improvement.
I just gotta say, we have to keep an eye on him.
I assume, though, that if something does happen, that'll get resolved before the podcast goes out. So if you're listening to this, I'm fine. Or
I don't
maybe
know.
not,
I
but
mean,
you're aware of that.
maybe not.
I mean,
this is
I
an
will
in
say-
memoriam episode. Like that Mike went.
Mike left.
Mike went. I will say, and then just left.
Oh, he's coming back. Oh, God.
That was perfect timing, Mike.
I honestly don't know what's up. Because, I don't know what happened, because, you know what you said, is this pause, by the way?
No,
That's grand. Solid.
keeping it all in. We were too busy laughing at you
That
going,
was-
"I will say," and then just leaving.
He's leaving.
Like perfect
Yes,
timing.
no, what happened was, I got absolutely stunned because it blanked, and the first words that were said to me were, and that's keyed. I was like, what the fuck? What happened to hello and welcome? That was it. Then smell toast, and then just, it didn't even give me a notification that I left the party. It just went blank.
Oh,
It was
fair.
perfect timing.
It was.
But yes, so Cian may or may not be included in next year's episode where we talk about all the people who died during the year.
Professional till the end.
Oh, 100%.
All right. So I know it's a week later than we said we'd be back, but shit happens.
Mhm.
But this week, a week late, we are going to talk about Chelsea.
So-
Chelsea.
In theory, not only were we a week late, we're also 3 months late.
We are also 3 months late, probably closer to 4 at this point. I think
Fair.
the sale went through on the 30th of May. No, yeah,
Maybe.
3 months late. Nailed it. If I did any editing, you wouldn't have heard any of that. But
I know.
Or me
that's
leaving.
too much effort.
Yeah, the only editing we do is the occasional pause.
Or when it's just too much effort, Oisín reset. Start again.
Yeah.
Only if it's within like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen that often. Except for that time Mike threw his phone across the room.
We didn't do anything
That
about
was
it.
Keen.
No,
You
it
threw
was
his phone
you.
across the room.
That was
I was the one
you.
that got the call.
Yeah, then
he-
you threw your
he
phone
it
across the room.
I
We
dropped
didn't
my
edit
phone.
that because Halton heard that.
No,
one.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Keen was the
I
one that threw
dro-
it, and you had to
I
re-edit.
dropped my
Sorry,
phone. Yeah,
that's
no, we had to
fair.
restart that one, yeah.
Classic. Alright, yes, but anyway. we're
Oh,
gonna-
was that when Mike had the dodgy arm, so he couldn't like hang up in one arm, so he threw his phone instead of it? That was his logic. Oh, that was great.
was that the time that Mike was high on painkillers? Or was that a
Oh,
different
that could have
No,
been.
that was a week after. It was a week after, and it's not that I hung up. It's soon as we started recording, and Oisín said 3, 2, 1, go. My phone rang, so I threw my phone onto the couch, hoping it wouldn't vibrate, and let it ring out.
Fuck's sake.
Professional, I know.
Alright.
Hey, for all we know, it could have been Dusan trying to get me to see if he can come on.
Could have been
We don't know.
Is he your dad now?
Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund.
Then I don't know.
I think Mike would be the last one they would call.
Yes,
He
true.
didn't
I don't know.
Get on board.
Why would I be the last?
Because me and Oisin would clearly be in the more positive if they called. You'd be more on the fence.
I've been all
So
in on
far.
this. Jeff Field doesn't
Yeah.
have
I've
two
been on
games.
it. Why am I the one on the fence? Is
The
this
vibe
a
I've
ploy?
gotten from
Are
you
you,
so
are you
far.
selling me out?
No, not at all.
Bastards.
I think we all know that they should contact me, and then
Since when has
If I-
this podcast
if I
become the
disappear
good, the
someday,
bad,
you'll
and the
know why.
Saudi Sports Fund?
hey, if they want to be, it can be the good, just good, and Saudi Sports Fund.
Ah, that's nice of you to step aside, Keane. I'll be happy to take over.
Oh yes.
To be fair, this could just be the good, and the good at any point because I'm the one who actually records it. So
Yeah, good point. But then
Yeah,
that
that's
would
true.
involve you to A, make a new jingle, and B, get a new
it's true. That is
picture.
true.
That's a lot of effort.
I mean, the picture took me 2 seconds on PowerPoint. I think I could fucking manage.
I do enjoy the one time we went on tour and you couldn't find it because you had your laptop, so you had to use a slightly different one because you couldn't get it exactly the same.
It's so irritating. I also like that it's been over a year now, and when I did this, I was like, "Oh, this will do for like the first week or two, and then
We
I'll
still
s-
haven't got
I'll
a photo
snazz
of
it
us.
up."
Hey, it's still fine, I think.
It does the job.
do remember-
It gets the point
I do remember that a
across.
year ago that we were talking about doing a photo, and then we still.
There's
Yeah.
still not a photo of just the three of us,
Yeah.
which still amazes me.
I know.
And I'm sure Joe wouldn't mind doing a new jingle. To be fair, I could start the good, and the good right now and just mute your microphones on my laptop, my computer.
Welcome back. Well, this was the entire point. Was supposed to be just Ushin ranting for like an hour. That
Yeah,
was the
that's true.
entire point of this.
That
I've
was.
been doing a lot of ranting.
I haven't had much to rant about.
Hmm.
It's the summer.
So
Actually,
Chelsea.
fucking
Yes.
Andy Lyons looks like he's going from Shamrock Rovers to Blackpool for 6 figures, and he fucking moved to Rovers from Bowes for peanuts a couple of months ago because he was like had a year left on his contract. Rovers keep doing it because they can afford to pay players multi-year contracts.
Thanks.
No one else can. Bunch of bastards. But anyway, it's not the point. Chelsea.
Chelsea.
We are 7.5
Chelsea.
minutes in, and we've yet to actually talk about Chelsea.
We said Chelsea a couple of times.
We have said Chelsea a couple of times. I think we've got the point across that this
Mm.
podcast, this episode, is about Chelsea.
And what particular about Chelsea?
Well, we're going to talk about the financial troubles that they found themselves in when Russia invaded Ukraine, and Roman Abramovich had his wealth taken away from him. Well, not really taken away.
Seized.
Frozen by the
Seized.
UK government, and then the issues that they found themselves in after that, and then the sale, and then we could talk about what they've done this summer, I suppose, if we want to.
Yeah.
That's a lot to get in the next 25 minutes. So we'll talk about some of that stuff. We won't touch all of it, but what matters is they're still a club. They've been bought by someone else. They're still in the Premier League next year. That's
good.
That's the executive summary, straight off the top.
Nice. Wrap it up there then.
If,
that was quick.
if that's all you wanted to know, just turn it off here. But anyway, let's talk a bit about it. So first
So
off,
who is the owner?
the current owner or the old owner?
The new one.
The current owner is Todd Bowley and an investment consortium who purchased the club for £4.25 billion
With a B.
with a B
Ooh.
in May.
Jesus Christ.
He is a part owner of the LA Dodgers and the US investment firm Clear Lake Capital.
It is surprising how many Americans are getting into soccer.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I think there's a lot of it. There is a lot of money in it. I think, essentially, especially when you come to Premier League clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
wonder how
it's-
much. Is there anyone else in the running Would it have gone for more if Putin didn't? Putin.
Abramovich.
Abramovich didn't have to sell. Like that's a big price tag for something that had to be sold, essentially.
Didn't he raise the price?
Well, he
Did he?
was essentially never going to sell of his own accord.
Yeah.
He had given loans of 1.5 billion pounds to the club that were down as debt, but that he was essentially never
Yeah.
going to recall. So it
Mm.
was there as like a 1.5 billion liability on Chelsea's books,
Mm.
to not to put people off buying the club,
Ah.
but people knew that if they came in and
He could
somehow
recall it.
managed to buy it without him wanting to sell it, he could come in and demand that money back. Essentially,
And is he going to do that? Do we know, or is there?
no, he has.
He said he's not going to.
Yes, he's agreed
Oh.
not to call in his. Sorry, the Guardian here have it at 1.6 billion.
Yeah,
Um,
a lot of money.
and a lot of the money from the purchase went to a charity for victims of the war in Ukraine. Apparently,
Jesus, kid. Didn't realize that's funny.
fucking
it's
hell.
it's like it's funny, but is that just
It's
a
really
massive,
not
like,
funny.
not only Abramovich are we going to take away your prized possession asset, but now we're going to help people that you're not actively fighting, but like
I think he had said that if he could sell it, that the money would go to a charity for Ukrainian victims himself.
No,
I
he
don't
would
know if
be
he.
dead. if
No,
he did that.
hang on. I
He
thought
would
I heard
literally
somewhere.
be dead.
Did he not say it was victims from the war of Ukraine, right?
Yeah, that's a different
I
thing.
can't
So-
remember the exact
so-
wording of it.
Yeah, so I thought it was that, but it wasn't like everyone will assume it's from the Ukrainian side. But I thought, from what I heard, it was more from the Russian side.
Yeah, because if he said anything pro-Ukraine or anything like that, he would literally be dead.
But I don't think he's big. He's a big. I feel like I've read somewhere that him and Putin don't actually get along anymore, and that might be bullshit.
They
but I
definitely
don't
didn't get on
think
for a
he's.
while. I think they're back on okay terms now. But now Putin has killed a couple of oligarchs allegedly. If they speak out against him, so I doubt Abramovich should be very safe if he did say much against him, particularly now that he's back in Russia.
Oh, is he back in Russia now?
But did they not recall all the oligarchs?
Yeah.
They're not kind of fucked.
I don't know. I didn't realize he was back in Russia.
I think most of them definitely went back to start the war, but I don't know what's his crack now.
Where is Abramovich?
You're gonna go find that guy who who had the GPS trackers and all the oligarchs' planes, so you could keep an eye on them.
The
very
Irish
smart.
Mirror have Roman Abramovich all about page. Fucking course they do. Literally doesn't say anything about it, but literally talks about Chelsea. What a waste of a fucking news site. Bunch of scumbags. But yeah, anyway, let's move
Either
on.
way, yeah.
No one
So do
seems
they
to know
have-
where he is now. Maybe he's missing. Maybe
So, yeah, they kept on Tuchel as head coach.
they did keep on Thomas Tuchel.
Big double T's.
They've made some interesting signings this summer already as well.
Okay, talk me through them. Who have we got?
They
Who
bought
is coming in?
Raheem Sterling
Oh, I have seen this. Yes, I've been enjoying the memes.
for
Apparently he refused to sign,
45 million.
He refused to sign a Man City shirt when they were
I have
away
it
on
at
their summer
50
tour.
million.
I've seen there's a number of players doing that. Pogba apparently refused to sign a United shirt over in.
What are
Juventus.
your thoughts on the Sterling transfer? I found it a strange one based on who they already have at the club.
I've heard reports they're trying to get rid of Pulisic. I assume that's who you're on about.
Who? Sorry, you blanked out for me there.
Pulisic?
That's not who I heard. I heard Ziyech is trying to leave.
Oh no, I heard they're trying to get rid of Pulisic themselves. I don't know.
Right.
I've also heard that Ziyech is trying to leave, but apparently they are looking at using him as a striker now that Lukaku's gone again.
Yeah, it's just a strike. Yeah, because if you look at it, they still have Hudson-Odoi, DH, Werner, Havertz, Pulisic, Sterling. There's one more, and I just can't think of his name.
I also don't know who you're on about.
Who's the last Chelsea forward?
Bro.
Bro, that's it.
Oh fuck! I
And
forgot
here
about him.
yeah, I think he's going out again, but he's the other one.
Here's the Chelsea's Wikipedia open, I suppose. Never even heard of this man.
I've heard of him, but I don't know a huge amount about him.
He was at Southampton last year.
He was.
He did really well.
They also have. Did they sell Batshuayi? Is he still unknown somewhere?
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. He could still be somewhere.
He was unknown at Besiktas.
Well, he's
seems
not
to
currently on
have-
their out on loan in Wikipedia.
He seems to have returned to Chelsea. So
Why
yeah, they
the
have.
fuck do they have
Michy
5
Batshuayi
goalkeepers
as
out
well.
on loan?
It's the Chelsea loan army.
Yeah, but they have
Yeah.
10 players. 5 of them are goalkeepers.
You got to train in the goalkeepers. They
Yeah.
also brought in Koulibaly.
Someone's finally did it and bought him
I know
for
after
what can
fucking
only be, was it 6 years of Koulibaly's gonna go, Koulibaly's gonna go.
there's at least 5 years of if Koulibaly doesn't get his big money move now, he's never going to get it, and
Yeah.
he finally got it. Gone to Chelsea.
34 million.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you said he was just waiting in Chelsea to go for 6 years. No, they bought him.
Nah,
yes, all the way
it's
around.
just
He's
Napoli
was linked
have
to
just-
United so many
Yeah.
times. I think.
Napoli just overpriced him and just, scared teams off. It's like, we're not selling him until we get this price.
I mean, that's smart if he's a good
Oh,
player.
it is
and you
smart,
don't wanna
but
get rid
and
of
then
him.
it was a case of every year he got older, so when they kept staying, that price was like, yeah, we're not
Yeah,
going to pay
yeah.
for this.
Apparently,
Yeah,
like
that's very
Honestly.
smart.
5 or 6 years ago, United offered 100 million for him, and they turned it down. He's 31 now.
Yeah.
He
If
is.
that's what you were asking.
Yeah, I was curious what age he is now.
Yes, 31. Still a good player.
Yeah.
I signed him on a free for Newcastle.
When's your football manager podcast starting?
Look, I'll do it at some
That
point.
is the good.
I actually am really that'd be good fun. I'd enjoy it. No one else would enjoy it probably because it's not a great medium for streaming, and
It's a fine medium for streaming when you're not playing against other people you're also talking to.
yes, yeah. I did a few
That just-
few episodes of Accrington Stanley.
Oh, I
on
forgot about your
FM
Accrington Stanley. I watched them.
2019. But yes, it's not when you're just sitting there talking to yourself. It's not a great medium,
And
especially because there's so much to do and you don't do any editing. It's not great.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike.
Yeah.
Continue. We got completely
was-
sidetracked here.
that you did that. I also saw now. It would be a coup if they can. I don't know if he's made a decision, but obviously, your man Todd Bowie is a big fan of the Liverpool model that's happened in transfers, and he wants to try and replicate that. And I have heard talks. They did approach Michael Edwards on the possible job.
Yeah, he,
And that would
he's
be-
just
What's
left
the
with
Liverpool
nothing
system?
lined up.
He has nothing lined up. Yes.
Yeah.
Did he work for Liverpool?
He did.
He was
our
the sporting
transfer
director.
guy for quite
Ah.
a while.
So
I
that would
miss
be a
him.
coup for him if they can get him.
What's the Liverpool approach, or is that just him?
That's just him.
Ah.
He was in charge of that model.
Fair.
He was pretty
Yeah.
good though.
Because did you hear there? I heard this story was when Frank Lampard was in charge, and how one of the reasons Frank failed at Chelsea was apparently the board, sat Frank down at the start of the window
Yeah.
and went, "All right, Frank, we're going to spend money this year. Who's your number one target? What are we going to do?" Apparently, Frank went, "James Tarkowski," and the board went, "Okay, Frank, we're just going to, you don't clearly get this. We're just going to handle it ourselves."
I mean, I can understand where they were coming from.
I know, I just like, and then I found it really funny that Frank Lampard saw James Tarkowski just went out. I'm like, oh, he's finally got his man.
What a man! I like that Barcelona are just going for the entire Chelsea defense. They're trying to pick up. They got Andreas Christensen on a free. They're apparently in for Cesar Azpilicueta. We're going to talk more about Barcelona next week because
Spoilers.
Don't
What
say
the-
next week.
What?
Next
okay,
episode.
next episode. We're going to talk about
Should be
Barcelona
next
next
week.
episode because what the fuck is going on there? But yeah, I just getting
Yeah.
Azpilicueta off the book's probably a good shout though. Because the man
Yeah.
is 32.
I think the biggest one, and I know
What?
a certain someone is a fan, is finally leaving. Danny Drinkwater has finally
Danny
left the club.
Drinkwater was yes.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of Kepa now. Or is it not? the other
No,
one?
they're
Okay, never
keeping
mind.
Kepa.
Yeah, he's only 27.
He's a good bench warmer for like 100,
He is.
however much he costs.
Drinkwater's left.
I like yes, Danny Drinkwater has left.
He never got a game there, did he?
I think he definitely played like a game at least.
Yeah,
Um,
but he never got consistent time, I would imagine.
No, I remember he did an interview a few days ago, and he was listening. He said he was felt hard done by. He had an injury. He played a few games. I think whoever signed him. Then he got injured, and he kind of forced his way back through the injury. He got injured again. So he said, "All right." He said he'd have a good preseason. The manager obviously got sacked or left, and Sarri. Apparently, he got on great with Sarri, and they said they were best mates outside. But then one day, Sarri just went, "Yeah, no, you're out of our plans, by the way."
Did they just
set
put
you
him,
up.
did they?
No,
his
they just
contract
told him-
ran out. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, his
okay, that
contract
makes
is on
sense.
So he was
It says-
Sarri just told him, "You're out.
Yeah.
We're not in my plans."
That's
He
fair.
felt
It says
hard
he has
done by
12
soccer
caps
bunch.
and 1 goal, according to Wikipedia. So, not a great few years.
I love that Kepa was signed for 80 million euro here. Transfermarkt has his current market value at 10 million euro.
Oh, no.
Good signing, guys. Well done.
It's
I
not the
mean-
worst keeper signing. There have been worse.
I know. Well, it's
surprised
just
he's
that he
still
was
there.
so much.
Yeah.
He cost so much.
Let's not forget Pep signed Claudio Bravo before Ederson.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but he didn't spend 80 million on him.
That's also
That's true.
on the idea of worst goalkeeper signings of all time. Oshin once signed a goalkeeper and promised him starting minutes, then signed a better goalkeeper and had to give him backup minutes.
Oh, that was so annoying. Sometimes you just you make mistakes.
then-
and we move on.
After, while we're on the topic of Chelsea as well, let's just dreams do come true. Let me bring you back to December last year, and a young man of Romelu Lukaku wishing to play for Inter
Yes.
Milan
Oh
got
yes,
his dream move again.
he got his dream move back to Inter Milan. They signed him for 100 million, kept him for a year, and have loaned him back to the team they signed him from for an 8 million loan fee. Great business.
I don't think there's even an option to buy, which is even worse.
That was just shocking.
Shocking.
I really thought I actually had high hopes for Chelsea. I really thought that when they bought Lukaku, that was the missing piece of the puzzle.
It was not.
Yeah, it really wasn't. I mean, essentially from the moment he arrived, he started going, "Oh, I'm going back to Inter Milan one day, and I miss you, Inter Milan, and I'll be back." And I was like, "All right,
Did
mate,
enjoy that.
relax a bit there. Yeah, you've got a new club now."
Yeah, but have you seen what it was like at Inter
So
Milan?
how did he originally agree to go to Chelsea?
Money.
Money.
But they're not Inter Milan.
Money.
Yeah, that was it. Sometimes you don't know what you have until you leave it, King.
That's fair.
Like, Oshie won't realize how good this pod is till he leaves it for the good.
The grass is always cleaner, greener.
Cleaner.
That's
So
a
we
You
great
gotta
grass
clean
you
your
have over
grass, guys.
Yeah, to be fair, Ocean Sabres don't really have nothing to be staring at.
All right. I mean, look, it's It was a weird
What are-
situation for them though before before the sale. Like they were in kind of a bit of a limbo where they couldn't sell tickets or
Oh
merchandise or sign new contracts.
they got
on-
that sorted out fairly fast, didn't they?
Yeah,
They got
but
a
only
loan,
because
wasn't
they
it?
managed
Or
to
a
sell.
special license.
Oh yeah.
I think it all came down to the sale in the end. They had a special license to operate,
Yeah.
but they still weren't able to like sell any tickets or merchandise and stuff.
Let's not forget that they asked for there to be no fans in the stadium. Fair.
For the Middlesbrough FA Cup game. For
Yeah.
sporting
What?
integrity, they asked could the game be played behind closed doors because they couldn't sell any tickets. So it would only be fair if Middlesbrough also didn't sell any tickets.
Who was at home? Were they at home?
Middlesbrough.
Middlesbrough would home.
That's really funny. I respect the game. You know, you gotta shoot your shot.
I also enjoyed I mentioned this before we started recording. Tuchel saying in an interview that they couldn't fly to Middlesbrough and they'd have to do a 10-hour round trip coach. It was like, all right, mate. Like, oh no, we can't fly to Middlesbrough.
Oh.
Finn Harps
Fair.
also enjoyed that tweet or that headline.
That's it. Nobody's happier about the fact that there's no more monster clubs in the League of Ireland Premier Division than Finn Harps.
I'd say Derry are
Suppose
pretty
maybe.
happy too.
I don't know. Derry have good roads.
Fair.
So, when
Speaking
do you
of,
think what are... go on.
Derry, did you see their tweet? Like last week, or the week before.
I've seen them scumbagging us like a couple of days ago.
So whoever they were playing in one of the European games
Oh, it's
was
this
flying to the
yeah.
away game. Yeah,
The
Yes.
Riga, yeah.
yeah. And tweeted a trip to Northern Ireland, and Derry replied,
Yes.
"Welcome to Ireland."
Yes.
Very good.
So what do you think is realistic goal for Tuchel this season?
I would say like third again.
Yeah.
Third of the cup?
Yeah. I mean, they were unlucky not to win a cup this year.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Two
They-
finals,
wait.
180, 130, 20
Oh,
minutes
yeah.
each, no goals conceded, and they
Zach
lost.
Steffen happened. That one.
Wrong
No,
team.
no.
Wrong team.
Damn it.
It's okay, Keane. Go back to sleep.
Close.
It was one of the finals.
The-
Was the one where the penalties, Queen Keller scored
penalties.
the winner
And
because
Kepa skied
Kepa skided
Oh yeah.
while they made him look at Edouard Mendy looking sad on the sideline and the screen in front of him.
Yeah.
So fucking
Love
funny.
that.
But then, hey, they didn't do it for the other one, so no excuses. You can't blame Kepa for that one.
That is true.
So which two finals did they lose?
The
The
Carabao
one on
Cup
your
and the FA Cup.
birthday and the FA Cup. Remember your birthday? We were watching it on the phone.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Joe and I had to watch the penalties from the bus.
That was your own fault. You could have stayed and watched Eurovision with us.
Yeah, but then I would have missed Mika's performance because you guys said you talked through it, and like honestly, Mika was the best part of that Eurovision.
I can't remember why I didn't like that, but I didn't.
I
We
love
just
Mika
skipped
so
it. We
much.
just watched our own halftime thing.
We
You did, yeah.
Yes. Oh,
I
that
actually
was
went to the-
fantastic.
I went on a Mika binge after the Eurovision. Of just
Oh, we
listening.
went on a Eurovision related binge.
Pretty
so
solid.
some-
I mean, there's some
it was pretty
absolute
good.
bangers.
Yeah. It was
Um,
good. Good evening.
There's been some pretty good Eurovision songs in the last 2 years. I've been a fan.
Yeah.
But
This is the
that's-
first time in easily 10 years that I've actually watched Eurovision properly. More, I'd say 15 years.
Oh, I at one point we were watching Eurovision during COVID during lockdown. I was back in the roar, and I was like, "Oh, there was this really good song. I think it was the Swedes did a rap song like a year or two ago. I was trying to figure out what it was for ages. And
Oh
it
my
turned
god.
Chilling
out-
with my
Welcome
hobbies.
to the hobbies.
Yes,
Chilling with my hobbies.
Chilling with my
Chilling with the
homies from
homies.
Eurovision the movie. It wasn't in the Eurovision at all.
She no.
But it's such a good song.
You know what song is so good and it's weird it's in a movie is the Turn Up the Beef.
That's
Turn
so
up
good.
the
Actually, to
beef.
be fair,
We
like
have
all of
strayed
the
so far
songs
from Chelsea
from
right
that,
now.
all of the
Worth it.
songs from that film are incredible.
Are very good. Yeah, that's very
Um,
true.
And like honestly, like some of them could come out and be number one hits.
Absolute bangers.
But yeah,
Yes.
Turn Up the Beef is incredible.
So back to Chelsea. We
never
are
s-
back to Chelsea.
I never thought Mike would be the one to get us back on track.
I know. That's the
I
point
know.
of- yeah.
It's
This
the
is
whole
weird.
new leaf I'm taking.
Okay,
Are you
so
listening, Saudi Trust Sports Fund?
I think they like the tangents.
Me too.
There's tangents
All right.
and then there's fucking parallel lines you've just taken in perpendicular.
Sure.
We're half an
but,
hour
you
into
know.
this, so you know.
Yeah. Like we all know there's not going to be a straight line.
Is the loan thing coming into effect this year?
If I remember correctly, it's like stepped in so that
Yes.
it's some
It's
amount of
fully in by
You have-
2025.
yeah. So it's like a big-ish limit if I remember, but you
Okay.
are limited to something.
Okay, so that should be it.
Yes.
Let's start rounding them up and ship them away.
I did always enjoy the whole memes about Chelsea's loanees returning. They were always fun.
It really reminded me of that people talking about it on the Football Manager subreddit. Like the one guy said he had like 217 young players that he loaned out every year. And
Jesus
someone
Christ.
commented that he wasn't playing Football Manager, he was playing Human Trafficking Manager.
I mean, not wrong.
100 players out on loan. Jesus Christ.
Like, I would fucking hate that.
Can you imagine how long his loan reports are?
Ugh.
How many emails he'd been like, oh, they're not giving him the playing minutes. That
That's what would piss me off so much. Is like you get an email every day. Oh, he's not playing the right position. Go talk to
Yeah.
the manager.
I used to get emails from Steven Gerrard because I had somebody on loan from Rangers, and then like it's really flawed logic in Football Manager. If they like send you an email because you're not playing the right position, if you start playing him in the right position, they will still send you emails, and that used to piss me off so much.
Yeah, it's very fair.
See, this is where I laugh because I like to think I played the same games you did. I never had that problem, but I'm
No,
like,
you've never played it on PC. Yeah, it is quite
Yeah.
different on PC.
yeah, I was sitting there
Yes.
going, no, usually they're like, good job. Like, thanks, can I keep him? No.
Should go back to our Mannheim save at some point again.
Oh, I completely forgot about that. Oh yeah,
yes,
we
your
did one
save.
season. You
You
won the
said
league
you
and then
did
stopped.
while I actually played football. I was like, what are we going to
Yes.
do?
Yeah.
Football Manager.
Oh, one of the strikers that I had in our Palermo. This is another complete aside. In Palermo, when we played on the Xbox,
Mm.
I've now signed for Newcastle because he's become like a fucking world beater.
How's
You're
the
not saying
kid?
the kid.
No,
Yeah,
fuck it.
that's not the kid.
I don't know
Ah, yes.
what's his name.
Yeah, Pecorino.
Pecorino,
Okay,
that's it.
alright, do you know what? I'll fucking
I remember he came up with one of my scouting reports in that Germany save we did.
Oh yeah.
You were after him
Good
for
times.
ages in our actual save. Don't you lie, Oshin.
Yeah, I mean, we just called him the kid. How the fuck am I supposed to remember his actual name? But yeah, was there anything else we want to talk about Chelsea?
Well, we kind of didn't talk too much about. So, is there any chance of them pushing the two top teams this year? Do you think? Are they still?
I think they're
Away
still
from
a
that.
bit away. They've done some good business this summer, but I just don't think they're there yet.
How secure will you say they're in third? Will they get pushed as closely this year, or should they have comfort?
I think, well, Arsenal have done some good business, and I could see them pushing it. Spurs are buying, like, they're not buying any huge names in the transfer market at the moment, but
Yeah.
I think the business that they are doing is like small bits and pieces that they needed,
Mm.
or that Conte needed. So I mean, like, they could still be good.
Mm.
But I think United are United, so I think
Very fair.
Chelsea should be comfortable third. If I had to,
Yeah.
if I had to pick up like a team to push them closest, I think it'd be Arsenal fourth.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, I think
I like
Chelsea
Arsenal
would
actually
be-
after this.
I also agree with you. I like Arsenal. I actually think it's going to be first, second will be Liverpool City, depending on the order. I won't get into that.
Yet.
Then I actually think third place will be Spurs, and I think they'll be a
Ooh.
lot closer.
Ooh.
I don't.
I like what Spurs have done this window, and
Yeah, Conte's a good
I also
manager.
agree. I also agree with you. I like what Arsenal have done, and I find them a dark horse. At this stage, I'm waiting for Arsenal to prove me wrong, but I will give them hype.
My main issue with Chelsea is that I still don't really know who their striker is. If Ziyech does want to leave, like I don't think Ver
yeah.
is good enough.
They will have Chilwell back, which will be a huge boost as well.
And
maybe-
Jorginho's going to get a huge bump in fantasy points because Sterling, I think, has won the most penalties in the Premier League over the last few
Oh
seasons.
my god.
So
Not
Jorginho
surprising.
likes
I
this.
know. Have you set up your new fantasy football team yet, Oshin?
not yet. I've
I'd
recreated.
say
Oh,
you'd
who
have
won our,
You had a few
who
drafts.
won
did
our
you?
good, the bad, the Mike fantasy football in the end? Was it you?
I think so.
Grats.
Yeah,
Just in
that's
case.
very fair.
I'm not.
I assume it was
100%
you or
sure.
Joe.
Don't know if I can even check. I assume I can check. Also, I have logged into Football Manager or to see what the kid is up to. He's at Casertana and he's shit.
Oh,
Ah. I checked him up in real
Disappointing.
life. He's currently with Juventus under 23s.
that's pretty solid.
Is he actually?
Yeah.
That is pretty solid. To be
I
fair.
assume are they? Yeah, are they the Series C team?
Yeah, they're the Series C team.
Fair.
Oh yeah,
Fair play to the kid.
he went from Catania
Jeez, he's
to
21.
them for
He's older
1.8
than I
million, and then in 2025 moved to Casertana on a free. Stayed
Done
in
a fair
Series
few
C.
fucking years.
Yeah, not great. He did make an appearance for the senior team in 2023, so that's not too shabby.
Ooh.
For
His record
Juventus
so far
senior team.
for Juventus under 23s in real life is not great. 3 goals from 24 appearances.
That's
Yeah.
not great. Given he's a striker,
Yeah.
that's
not
poor.
good return.
I'd say that's poor.
Him and what was his name? The Cyprian winger. Why can't I think of his name right now?
No idea. All I
Vid-
remember is
Vidic-
that you
Vidric.
only conceded screamers.
That was, or do you remember Meritor? What a man.
Meritor, that's what I was
Meritor!
thinking of. Yeah.
The
All
guy
I
who
still
refused
remember
to
is the
score.
fact that you were banned
He's-
from Machine Stadium. That was still the best thing we've ever done.
Fucking deserved as well.
Little superstitious. I still have my greatest ever achievement on Football Manager, beating Keane 2-0.
Oh, that's so fucking
I
bad.
still have that as the background. That stats as the background of our chat.
I'm never messaging you privately ever again.
It's not. It's in the Graham Gano chat.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Fuck's sake. Do you remember that time we witnessed a different timeline?
Yes! Yeah! But I was in a different game and we were watching a different... I was watching a different game to the one that you were watching. Yeah, that was a weird
so
day.
weird.
Yeah. Oh, Sheen, you're 1-0 down. Can you confirm?
I think I won
No.
the good, the bad, and the Mike League. I definitely was beat both of you, but I can't remember who
Well,
else
yeah.
was in it, and I'm not able to check at the moment.
I think your dad was in it or something, or your brother.
Yeah, I
and-
beat him. Oh no, I lost to my brother. If he was in it, I lost. He won. He fucking beat me on the last week. Piece of
Oh,
shit.
cunt.
I was so annoyed by that, especially because we were in a separate league that had like 200 quid up for grabs, and he beat me at the last week.
Oh, no.
I have it here, Keith. I have the chat. 21 shots to 4, 10 on target to 2, expected goal difference 2.41 to 0.42. One foul. You committed one foul that game. I committed 18 with only 2 yellow cards, and I won 2-0.
Such a disaster. I mean, still won the league, but still.
Disaster.
Not a
class.
Welbeck.
Yeah.
Nana Welbeck straight away was the first highlight notable event. Yellow card, 22 minutes in.
Jesus Christ.
You also had a missed penalty. What it's hard to be alive.
I didn't even remember that part, but yeah, that fits
Yeah.
in with it.
Yes, you have yet to beat me in Football Manager. That's all I take from it.
I mean, I didn't already go back to back on promotions, just putting it out there. Might go back to my Watford save.
I
No,
don't care, you
Gavin
did
TV
beat me.
save.
All right. Let's.
We leave
We've
it
stopped
there.
talking about Chelsea, so let's
Chelsea
leave it
We
there.
moved on so much.
If it's
too hot to
anything,
podcast.
it is way too hot to podcast. If it's anything like my Football Manager save, Thomas Tuchel is going to get sacked at some point in the next season. and move
I
to
thought-
Napoli.
Ooh. I would have said this was. I think I said it in an earlier episode of the pods. If there wasn't the whole thing going on with Abramovich,
Yeah.
would Tuchel have got sacked with his results?
I think no.
4-0 home losses to Arsenal and Brentford back to back.
Yeah, I think they would. He would have got more time. I would have made it to the end of the season. I do think if Abramovich was still around, he might not last next season if things don't go well. But
Fair.
you know, the new American owners might give him some time. But we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah. Any last thoughts, Keen?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right.
Made my points.
We are 41 and a half minutes in, and I think we spoke about Chelsea for maybe a quarter of that at most.
If
At a
even.
push.
I think we talked more
Push.
Football Manager than we did Chelsea.
And that's okay, because that just gives people a taste of what to
Good,
look
the good, the
forward
good.
to when I finally get around to doing the good, the good, and the good.
So if you still are fan base, I'll be pissed.
All right.
That's like 2 people.
It is, yeah. And I don't think either of them care about my Football Manager.
Fair.
All right. Well, we'll leave it there. And everyone, just remember, feed the algorithm and fuck the system. Thanks for listening. Have a good one.